Welcome back to Web API Tutorials. I'm Venkat. In this video, I'm going to explain you the CRUD operations in Entity Framework. Before doing that, so in the previous video, we did not execute the patch endpoint. Let's do that first. So this is the update partial patch endpoint. Let me run this. Here you can see we have executed all these except update partial. Try it. What is the record you want to execute or update? So there are two records with IDs 1 and 2. I want to update record 1. And here we need to pass the values. So path is I want to update the address. So I want to update the address. What is the operation? Replace. Replace operation. Replace the existing address with new value. Hyderabad is a new address I wanted to update. I'm clicking on execute. We have received 204, that is success. Let us refresh this. Here you can see address updated to new value. Similarly, we can update other values also. Let us update the student name. Student name. Replace with value. Rahul. Execute. We got 204 success. And let me execute. Here you can see it is updated with the name Rahul. This is how we can update partial values of a particular entity. So with this, so replacing the in-memory repository or in-memory data with entity framework data is completed. Let us explore the CRUD operations in entity framework. Here you can see this one is a get students. This one is a retrieval operation. If you want to retrieve some data from database, you need to, let me comment this out. I have commented that if you want to get data from entity framework, so first we need to use the DB context dot table. So that is enough. So this will return all the records inside student table. Okay. So let us run this. You can see, try it out, execute. We got 2 student records. So here in entity framework, if we use table name, so that means we are reading all the records inside that table. Okay, somewhere you will also see .toList. So here we are just converting the records inside student table to list. This one also returns same result. Okay, so this will returns you the student type. So here you can see, so this is the entity. If you do that, you will receive all these values directly from database. If you don't want all these values, or if you want to manipulate some values, so you need to use model or DTO, right? So here is the DTO. So if you don't want to read all the values inside student table, I mean all the columns data inside students table, if you want to read particular columns, you need to use the DTOs. Let me comment this one, uncomment this. Here what we are doing, so from students table, we are reading all the records and preparing the student DTO. After creating student DTOs, we are converting it to list. If you don't want to read some of the columns, you can remove these. So now your DTO will read only these three columns: ID, name, and address. Okay, let us run this, rerun this. You can ID, student name, and address. Only three values retrieved. You can see email ID is null and date of birth is a default date of birth. Here also email ID is null and date of birth is a empty. So these two values are not fetched from DB. So this is how we will use the DTOs. So DTOs will be used to apply custom logic or business logic on top of the database columns. Here I am reading all the columns right now. You can see date of birth is not in right format. We can change it to the string and we can make it dot to string to short date string. Let me rerun this. This is failing because here there is a convert to date time. We have modified the data type, that's why it is asking for the conversion. Now you can see here, try it out, execute. You can see proper date of birth is returned here. So 12/12/2022, 12/6/2022. Like this, we can apply custom logic. So like that, we can apply the custom logic. I'm reverting the data type to date time. Okay, this is how we can read the data from entity framework. So if you want to read straight away from database, so db context dot students dot to list, that's enough. If you want to convert this students list into customized object, you need to do dot select. For each record, create new student DTO, and these are the fields I want to fill, and after that to list. Okay, this is how we can read the data. Next one is the get student by ID. So here you can see that this one is a db context dot students dot where. We need to apply where. So n dot id equal to id. So we are getting id from the front end or the caller side. So we are trying to search the record with this particular id. Here you can see. So where database table dot id equal to our id. If it is matching, then read first. So if there are multiple matches, it will read first record. Okay, if there is only single match, it will read first record only. If there is nothing matching, then or default. If there is nothing matching, it will get the default value. Default value is a null. First matching first record or null. So first or default is nothing but matching first record or null value. So if there is anything matching, here we will get the record. If nothing is matching, default value, that is we will get the null value. So that's why we are checking if student equal to null, we can say student not found with the given ID, right? We are returning not found response. If it is not equal to null, then that means student record found with that ID. Okay, so here we are creating a new DTO. and we are filling that DTO with this particular student data retrieved from database just now. Then we are returning that DTO. So here also, why we need to convert to DTO? If you want to apply any custom logic, or if you want to read only few records, here you can see date of birth is not being read. So date of birth equal to student dot date of birth. So like that, if you want to apply custom logic or filter out few columns, you can use DTOs. So here we have created DTO and returning it. You can also return the student object directly if you don't want any DTO. Okay. So this is getting a record by ID using entity framework. This one also comes under retrieval, single record retrieval, and this one is the list of records retrieval. So out of CRUD, R is completed. So now so this one also comes under R, retrieve record by name. Here also date of birth is missing. Date of birth equal to student of date of birth. Now inside CRUD, C is nothing but create. Okay, this is the creation part. If you want to create record inside entity framework, we need to use the entity class. Entity class is nothing but, do you remember when we are creating a DB set, we have created one entity class. So we need to create object for this entity class, not for the DTO. So whatever the class we have used in DB set, for that class we need to create object. Okay. So here we have created object for that particular class. Okay. And we are filling the values from model. Here you can see from calling end or the front end, we will get the data into this model. From this model, we are copying the values into the student. Here you can see date of birth equal to model dot date of birth. So we are filling the values except the ID field, because so in our database ID field is a auto increment field. That's why we are not filling the ID. Okay. So and we are filling all other fields. So once you have created this particular record, we need to add it to the students table. db context dot students table dot add this record. Add this record. So once we add, we need to call save changes. Then only this particular student data will be committed to database. Once this data is committed to database, this record will be under entity framework tracking. It will be there under entity framework tracking, so that we can get the student.id. Here you can see. So once it is committed the data to the database, it will fill ID column or ID property inside student class with the actual database ID. Okay. Then you can read the student.id and you can return it back to the caller or the UI. Okay, this is how we can do the creation in entity framework. So when you are creating, there are three major steps. First, create object for entity class, then add that object to the students table, then save changes. These three are important steps. Okay. Then coming to the update. So CR is done. U is nothing but update. If you want to update the record inside entity framework, you first need to fetch the record from the entity framework. First step is reading the data from entity framework. Without reading data from entity framework, we cannot update it. Here you can see, so we are reading the data from database. So on top of the students table, we are doing a where query. So where database ID equal to our ID coming from the UI or consumer. So we are saying read first or default. So inside this we will get the record or null. So we are checking whether it is null or not. If it is null, we are returning not found. And if it is not null, then we are updating that particular record. So this is the record. We have retrieved it from entity framework, so that this particular record will have old values. okay, existing current values. If you want to update it, you need to update it with the new values received from the front end into this model, right? So this model will have the latest values so that we are replacing the latest values. After replacing the values, we simply needs to call the save changes. Here also there are three major steps involved. First step is the fetching record from entity framework. Okay, after fetching is done, we need to update the current values with new values. Then after updating values, we need to save the changes to commit whatever updations happened here to the database. So we are just updating the values here. If you want to commit these values to DB, you need to call save changes. Okay. So once you call the save changes, then these values will be committed to DB. Okay, that is a update operation. That's it. Same thing happening in partial also. Here you can see we are reading the record from database. For the partial operation, there is an extra step. So here you can see it is same. So we are updating the values, the date of birth. Here you can see we are updating the values and we are saving the changes. Same thing like update. Only this applying the patch is a new here because it is a partial update. So when it comes to the D in CRUD operations, D is nothing but delete. If you want to delete a student from entity framework, we need to get the record ID from the front end or the consumer end. So once we got the ID, we need to read the record from database. So if there is any record matched with this ID, then we will get that. Otherwise it is null. So we are returning the student with ID not found. Okay, so if this is found, then we need to call remove method on top of students table. On top of students table, we need to call remove method, and for to that remove method, we need to pass the record fetched from entity framework. So then after that, we need to call the save changes to commit the operation to the database. Once this save changes is executed, this particular record will be removed from the database. Okay, we have already seen it in action. So these are the 4 CRUD operations we can do using entity framework. If you have any questions, please ask in the comments box. For more videos like this, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching.